Good evening, welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is episode 12 of Hell's Heart, temporarily at least titled The Reckoning, although I might change the name depending on what happens, unfolds in the events of this game. We'll see. For now, anyway, that's the title I'm going with. So, Clay. Wait a minute. No. Who volunteered to recap last session? Was it you, Justin, or was it Clay?
Yeah, I could do that.
It's Clay did last time.
Okay, well then, Clay, would you mind recapping?
Okay, I can do it again.
Wait, you recapped
can
last time. I thought you meant you volunteered last time. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Then Justin
Yeah,
can do
I don't mind
it.
doing
I misunderstood what you meant when you said you did last time. Okay, then it's on you, Justin. Go ahead and give us a quick recap of what happened in episode 11.
Cool. So I believe we are afloat barely with one hit point in the Salty Maiden, I believe is her name, our ship. And sorry, you're muted again. But excellent. And we came across this ship that was run aground previously before we came upon the premises in this new cold terrain. And immediately a sort of a landing party led by Dutch scouted the ship. We came back with a handful of silver and some information about what we had seen. And ultimately we went back to that ship and salvaged some lumber, at least one cannon, maybe two, a lot of silver, and there was even a parrot there and some hijinks with that turned into a sort of a parrot flambe, pistol flambe. And there's treasure there to be had as well. And then we got wind of a cavern, which we also scouted before actually making our final entrance. And we saw rushing cold water and flowing hot lava within this cavern. And with that, we wouldn't have been able to traverse the cavern itself without having our winged scout, Ronald or Anna, fly over these rivers and interact with the buttons and such to retrieve what just looks like a very coveted magical looking staff that none of us really know what it may be capable of. And then through some happenstance, we ended up losing not only a crew member on our first scout of that chamber, but also one of our senior officers, our quartermaster, Dom. He passed away. Damn metallic steps. They're so slippery. And eventually getting back to the ship, our ship, the Salty Maiden, with our plunder and short a few crew. Our captain was not pleased, and he's got plans afoot for comeuppance or recompense. And that's where I think we're sort of picking up. We're back on the deck of the ship, everyone, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I would just point out that now your ship has, it's halfway repaired to the point where you would have had, you would have repaired about 12 more hull points. You'd be at about 13 hull points at this stage, which you'll probably finish those repairs before sailing onward. That was the intention of Simon Silvers, as I recall. And sorry, I had to retrieve my iPad because I just remembered I needed some notes that are on that for that staff. And yeah, the other crew members you lost in that cavern were number one, your what are they called? Taino tribesmen, and Hendrix, who was another one of the crew members. They were lost in the cavern with the lava. Number one having dived into the river trying to swim across and getting swept away in the current, which then washes him down, and eventually beyond the walls of the cavern you were in, the river dumps him off into the lava. And Hendrix, who was consumed with Dom when the lava began to rise in the chamber, because only Dutch and Anna escaped that alive. So, let me pull up some of my PDFs here, because I have information. Oh no, the information regarding your total hull points is here in the core book, Maritime Adventures. And let's just see what your actual... Okay, here we go. So your maximum hull points... Oh yeah, your maximum hull points was 25. Does that sound accurate? No. Was it 42? I'm trying to remember what your maximum hull points were for this.
I think it was 25, more likely.
25?
Yeah, I have an 8 out of 25
Okay.
written here from long ago. No, I think that was
Okay, right. So no, so now you're actually that's probably a bit more accurate. So you were down 24 hull points, but you could only recover 12 of those maximum. So you're currently at 7 hull points actually when we left off. Yeah, and you had another 6 worth of repairs to do, which I'll say you could have done over the next few days because you had a few days worth of repair to do. Let's say it took you another 4 days since you lost a couple more crewmen. And at which point you can get the ship up to a maximum of 13 hull points. I'm going to say it's 12 and a half, but I'll give you guys the roundup. So you have 13 hull points, and you'll be able to travel at half speed because your ship's at 50%. And yeah, so we will kick off on the deck of the ship. You're ready to set sail, Simon Silvers. I suppose if you want to tell me what you've been doing for the last few days, I would probably suggest maybe studying the log information from that ship that your crew raided, and trying to figure out whereabouts in the world you are, and then try to figure out your direction back, perhaps. But that's just a suggestion. You can do as you will, Captain.
It's something Simon would do alone, too. He's not going to share that information. He'll be going over the maps in his cabin.
Cool. Okay. I need you to make a seamanship roll for me, Andrew.
9.
Okay. Yep, you can figure out almost your exact coordinates basically using this information from the ship you found in the Arctic. And you can determine at least the direction that you need to travel. Maybe not an exact route, but you can kind of wing it enough from there once you figure out which direction is which. And using these maps, you will pretty easily, since you rolled a 9, be able to determine which way is south, which way is north, because you are up here in the Arctic and it's strange with the sun never really properly setting at this time of year and such. You estimate, given the condition of your ship and the distance you need to travel, that it's going to take you about 4 months to get back to the Caribbean. You will have to travel southwest, southwest really, which will take you, pull this up full size, this map. You will basically travel, just north of the Svalbard kind of islands area, which is part of Norway technically. It's well north of Norway, and travel then between that and Greenland, eventually passing between Greenland and Iceland, continuing southwest past the Labrador Sea, which will bring you just to the east of Canada, and then you can follow the coasts from there down along what is currently just the English colonies of America, and bring you then south from there. You can either travel closer to the coast, or you can kind of head straight south if you want to try to head straight towards the Lesser Antilles, or if you want to travel along the coast down towards Florida and towards Cuba, etc. Yeah. I'll let you determine that yourself when it becomes relevant. Relevant? Fuck, I'm tired. So, yeah, I would, if you don't mind, Andrew, I'll let you give your orders since your ship is ready to sail.
Yeah, my orders will simply be: Mr. Dutch, watch the men. No beatings, but be stern with them. I'm going to lock the quartermaster's chamber. I'm gonna be on deck with the wheel and navigation, and Anna will be maintaining the guns, I suppose. Other than that, crewmen up to their normal jobs and duties that are left.
Yeah, and if you want to keep the ship sailing as best it can at half speed, Anna's gonna. It's gonna be a pretty lonely job for Anna. You won't have any crew to spare to assign to her.
Maybe Bettler does worry.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about just making sure the guns are in working condition. I doubt we'll see too much of anything up here at the moment.
Yeah, you can finish carving the names into them if you wish.
Yeah.
Your ship has how many guns? Was it 12, I think? Yeah, you have 12 cannon, plus you have spares. I would say you actually have... How many did you guys take off that other ship in the end? 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay, so you have a total of 14 spare cannon aboard here. So you have actually a total of 26 guns on the ship, but only, of course, 12 gun ports, 6 on each side. Plenty of cannon, plenty of shot and powder, I should say. You got tons of food. Quite a bit of rum, too, as I recall. But the captain has control over all of that stuff, so...
Yeah, and Silvers will be prone to random acts of violence. Not like physical violence, but he'll be ranting and raving like a madman. And he'll institute a law during the journey back that if anybody speaks Dom's name within his earshot, that man will be lashed till he can't walk.
Ooh. Wow, okay. You decree this to the whole crew?
Oh, yes. Like pacing back and forth, throwing my hands around just like a raving madman.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. Now, for a bit of crack, I would like you all to roll 4d6 for me. This is the saving throw, basically. So roll 4d6, and let's see, that's 1, 2. In fact, ooh, Justin, look at that, the successful saving throw. Okay.
Partial for Simon.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll one more, each 3 of you. And Clay, you can roll 1 too, please. 4d6, not your own saving throw. This is for something else.
Did you say I should roll one more d6 or no? It's for the others?
No, one more saving throw. The same 4d6 again.
I got another partial.
Partial success.
Partial that time.
And Micah, did you roll another?
Fucked it up.
Failed? Okay. So, in the following couple of weeks, as you're limping along trying to get out of the Arctic Sea, only one of your 7 unnamed crew members will remain in perfect health. 5 of them all get pretty sick. Just think of it like bad colds and stuff. Not quite pneumonia, but on the verge, just from the extreme weather, the wet and the cold. Even with your attempts to winterize your own clothing with what you had available. And 1 crewman will actually die of pneumonia about a week and a half after you have set sail, tried to limp your way back to the Caribbean, which leaves you now with 6 unnamed crew members. You have, if Anna's down below working the guns, everyone on deck has to be working, including Dutch, in order to keep the ship traveling at its best speed, and the captain too, for that matter.
Yep, that'll be the case.
Of course, having said that, the captain's on the wheel anyway. Anna probably doesn't have to be down on the guns all the time if you want to command her to do work on deck as well. It requires a minimum of 8 people to operate the ship at full speed. So, which full speed for you is half speed anyway. But yeah.
I mean, Simon would consider it, but I think the conclusion he would come to is best not have Anna in his sight right now.
Okay. Fair enough. So, yeah, Anna's the warmest person on the ship since she's below decks the whole time. And what kind of shifts are you planning to pull? Obviously, you all have to be working in order to keep the ship. You can travel at a quarter speed, and one crew is working when 4 people are working, 4 people are resting. It's up to you how you want to assign the rest patterns.
More likely, I'll have like a dead time where the ship's not doing anything, where the entire crew just rests with a watch, and then we hit it again.
So how many hours do you want to be working and how many hours do you want to be resting in a 24-hour period?
Probably 19 working, 5 rest.
Okay. 19 and 5 rest. So yeah, it's about 80%. Now, originally, I'm going to do some backwards math here. Oh, yes. This is going to affect your time. So, oh yeah, clear that. So it's going to now take you about 75 days traveling at these work patterns and this speed. It's going to take you 75 days to reach the Caribbean. Okay. And pull up my map. Let's see, that's about the 1/3 point. That's about the 2/3 point. Okay. Got it. It will be about 50 days of travel, relatively uneventful, just menial working your asses off trying to get back into warmer waters. And you do get back into warmer waters by this time. You've traveled past Greenland and Iceland, and you're now kind of up around the edge of Canada. I don't know Canadian geography very well, but I think, what is that area?
That's what we call it. No, Newfoundland, maybe, over on the east.
Yeah, on the very east, the most eastern part.
Yeah, I think that rock out there is called Labrador.
That's Labrador, is it? Okay, so yeah, you'll be pretty close to Labrador at this stage after about 50 days of travel. Like I said, you at this point in time, your crewmen are kind of getting back to health. The one man did die in the first 10 days, but the rest are starting to get healthy again by the time you get to Labrador. 50 days have passed, so 50 times 9. You can mark off 450 days worth of food used, please, on your inventory. From however many you had, 6,000 something or other. You had a lot of food. You had food for a full crew, which you don't have. So, and on the 51st day, you will see, hold on, a rowboat adrift off the coast of Labrador.
And you'll hear a clap sound as I bring my my telescope back down in here, and I'm looking out over the edge, and I'll yell down to Mr. Dutch. Mr. Dutch, please come up to my deck.
Aye, sir. He comes up quickly, his hands behind his back.
Take a look with my old spyglass, and I'll throw it to you and point over yonder.
Oh yeah, Dutch will make an exaggerated lunge to procure a view of what is to be seen.
Yeah, you see this rowboat just kind of floating adrift. It looks like there's a man lying in the rowboat. You can't tell if he's alive or dead. Do you want to approach?
'Tis a body, sir. It looks like it might not be conscious, if it's even alive. Should we approach?
I say yes. If it's alive, we'll need a abduction party. If it's dead, we'll need a scavenging party. Just get the biggest men.
Aye, sir. Burlap sacks and ropes.
Nice.
And
So
the
as you
biggest
get closer, oh, sorry, go ahead. What were you
My
suggesting?
bad, sorry. And the biggest men. Sorry about that.
Of course. Yeah, no harm done. As you get closer, then, do you still continue looking through the spyglass, Andrew, for Captain Silvers?
Oh yeah, I'll watch as we approach.
Mm-hmm. So as you get closer, you get a better view. You see the man is lying on a multicolored mattress, a makeshift mattress of some sort. It's not an actual mattress per se, but yeah, some kind of a makeshift bed, I should say, in this rowboat. And you see a bunch of empty bottles like rolling around in the boat beside him. And there's some kind of a sack, and it looks like he's got some equipment in there, maybe a little bit of food. You don't see any paddles on the rowboat, and the rowboat has sorry, is that damage or no damage? It's damage.
Yep.
The rowboat is damaged. It's still floating.
I'll take note of such and start to bring the ship in. I'd say probably within 20 feet of it, 30 feet of it, to the point where the wake's probably going to give it a little bit of an issue.
Okay. Roll a non-magic save for me there, Clay, for your character, please.
Partial success.
Partial success? Okay, I'll leave it up to you as to determine whether or not you decide to wake up from the jostling of your rowboat from the wake of the ship pulling up alongside of it. It definitely jostles you, and it would definitely at least half wake you. It's up to you as to what you want to do with that.
Yeah, you'll see a black-haired man lean over the boat and hurl. He doesn't even notice your boat yet. He'll splash his face, and looks like he's going to claw back under the covers that are actually women's dresses and get back to sleep. He might be suffering from a hangover or sick.
Silvers will yell down as he leans over the deck. Abduction party, Mr. Dutch.
And Dutch would be doing the hand signals required to get the men he had selected as close as possible. He can't really speak because he has a bundle of rope in his mouth and he's holding a burlap sack open. And he's right when we close the final few feet, he wouldn't even wait to tie off the ship. He'd jump in, trying to grapple.
Okay. Yeah, you're about 20 feet from it. So did you want to get closer and then try to jump straight in from your ship, or did you want to lower another boat and row over to it, or?
Dutch was going to just jump in once we close to the final few feet.
Okay.
And wave the men to, hopefully they come behind as well, just barreling onto this damaged boat.
Are you on board with this this plan, Simon, to bring the boat close enough for Dutch to jump over?
Oh yeah, Mr. Dutch is he's a pro at abduction.
Okay. Very good. Roll an attack roll, dexterity based. Consider it like a missile attack, using yourself as a missile, Mr. Dutch.
4, but it goes to a 9. 9.
Okay.
So I got a +5 all around.
Well, I'll give you advantage on the roll actually as well, because you're jumping from a higher location and you were going to get really close to the boat. So
23.
yeah. Okay. You can make the jump in. That will wake you up. You will definitely feel that when a man jumps into your boat, Clay. And what do you do when you jump into the boat? We could roll initiative, I suppose.
Dutch will see as you start moving about. This can go the easy way, or this can go the hard way. And he's just holding this sack.
He's still buried under the dresses. He says, "I didn't order room service. Are you here to take my order?" And he's trying to claw his way out of the dresses. He seems to be lost.
And oh, that's right. There's plenty to eat and drink aboard the ship. Put your tickets at the bottom of this bag. And but the bag's probably not even barely big enough to go over the head. That's all he's going to try and do is just like grapple him with it when it comes to his turn.
Okay. Did you guys roll initiative?
I won't even resist. He's
Okay.
still buried under the thing.
Okay, he's not going to resist, so I'll just say you can just throw it right over his head.
And once that's on there, I'll tie a rope on around into his mouth as well. But I won't. Once if that goes on without resistance, I'd just start tossing a line to the men to bring the ship in and secure it so we can pull it up.
He'll just say before he's gagged, he'll just say, "Valet, please bring my bags," and then.
And just as he's cinching it off, he'll pat him on the shoulders.
Okay. How do you want to get him aboard? Tie a rope around him and have the men haul him up?
Well, I think even the ship might go down, this little dinghy or whatever, but I think we'd even go through the rigor of tying off on each end and bringing the little boat right up.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you could do that. You know, well, roll a seamanship roll.
Cool.
For me.
4, and I got a +3.
Oh yeah, yep. You can easily do that. You've had enough experience with hauling boats up. You know, with your own shore boats and stuff.
And once it got up, I would just, with his hands still unbound, I'd just walk the new captive to the captain.
And I believe it was typed in the chat here, but Anna is on deck now as well, since Simon Silvers had whistled down for her to come up to witness this abduction.
Oh yeah,
you're
but
all
she
on deck.
stays a bit in the back. She doesn't want to cross the captain's way.
Okay, so where are you taking the man? You push him towards the captain?
Yeah, and I would assume the captain's like still at the helm of the ship, so I'd bring him up there and I'd just untie the rope and pull the sack off.
Okay.
Present him to the Silvers.
And Silvers would walk to the stairs that lead up to the deck with the actual wheel. And I'd stand up top and put my hands on my hips, letting him take me in all my glory. And I would say, "Welcome to my ship. I am Simon Silvers, Devil of the Sea. Who are you?"
Oh, and then if it's still on, I would come up behind you and I'd untie it and pull the sack off, revealing your visage.
Yeah, you see a pretty Spaniard out there, kind of disheveled, got a lot of sweat. Still kind of talking as you pull it off. Senor, thank you for the help. The assistance is quite welcome. He views the areas. Your ship? I thought we were. He kind of scratched his head a little bit. Where is Maria? I thought she was with me. I don't remember much, but thank you for picking me up. How much is your fee to take me to Port Royal?
Well, that depends. And he'll look up like he's searching the data banks of his head for some kind of information. You say, "Oh, I reckon it'll cost you somewhere between a couple silver pieces and your life."
He'll search around, finding no silver. My life is very small, very insignificant. You, a powerful captain, and he looks back at you. He likes to say more, but he shuts up. But
how drunk does Mr. Vega look?
3 sheets to the wind at the moment.
So as you're talking, I would just hold my hand and say, "All right, that's enough. Dutch, take him down to the sober tank," which we just call like this little closet down there with a lock on it. "Throw him in. We'll have a go at what he has in that ship, and when he's a little bit in a better situation to answer me questions, we'll bring him on back out."
And Dutch would, at first, he'd at least try to just guide this man by his shoulders, just manhandling him into this
Oh, Mr.
the
Dutch,
tank.
take everything off of him.
And aye, sir, aye, sir. And then just as we like breach going down below, that's when I'd start like peeling off his jacket and whoosh, there goes the belt if there is one and type thing.
Well, as you're stripping him, he says, excuse me. Blah, right all over your boots and on your pants. I am sorry for my poor behavior. As you search him, you do find a book in his drawers. It looks like he's got it well secured in his drawers. You feel it's big and bulky.
Then right as Dutch just tears your drawers off, he wraps up the book, not being a reader, in the said drawers, with all the gear under his arm, and he's still just guiding you stiff-armed.
Wow, you valets at this ship are very strong. Please don't lose that. It's a family heirloom.
Heirloom pants, gotcha. And he's just guiding you down to this lockup. He'd toss you in, and he'd toss your gear just off to the side and lock you in if there's a key there or something. Or maybe it's a mechanical lock.
You said you had some kind of lock, so I would imagine it's probably like a latch and a, padlock type thing.
So while he's doing that too, I'd tell Anna, looks like you're gonna have an extra duty, guard duty.
But how should I do that, Captain, when I'm down at the cannons?
Oh, he'll be nearby. Just watch the stairs.
As you wish, Captain. He's pretty, right?
If you say so, Anna. If you say.
Excellent. Very good. And you can then sail on for a couple more days will pass. Let's see here. That was 50.
Oh, I
Storm.
would have a conversation with Dutch.
Actually, only one more day will pass before he sobers up. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'd be up in the cabin, Dutch, like pouring myself like a little bit of the rum I still have left.
And Dutch would arrive there. He's probably just splashed seawater to get most of the vomit off of his clothes, and that's how he'd present himself. He's of course tried to tidy up a bit with a bandana, but doesn't do much.
Silvers would like a motion for you to have a seat.
And Dutch would enter and take a seat, squishing as he did so from the seawater.
Ah, Mr. Dutch. What do you make of our friend, Mr. Vega?
Not too much to tell thus far, but he must have been out at sea for a while and made it here. There's got to be a pair of sea legs beneath him. He obviously, at the very least, turned to the bottle, and that's what I would have done, sir.
Anything peculiar on him? Did he turn over the boat?
His pants he soiled me with his vomit, and tucked me betwixt his garments. He did have a book, some kind of reader.
Do you have the object? Perhaps we should have a see where Mr. Vega's been.
Well, it could be gathered easily. I wrapped it up in his soiled garments, tossed it aside. He's been stripped before we locked him.
And Silvers gets this look on his face that's like some kind of distant sadness. He's like, Mr. Dutch, these days, treasure is capital, human capital, that is. We have so few crewmen left ever since. And there's just silence. And you can see the look on his face, says Dom, but it's the word no man shall utter for now until the end of eternity, save Silvers just choke them out in like a blind rage. What I guess I'm getting at is perhaps Mr. Vega could join the crew if he proved valuable in some way.
I think that would be most suitable. It seems we've all been working quite a lot, trying to make our way back to our normal locale.
Ah, yes. Soon we'll be back to warm tides, and then we'll have a completely different matter to deal with, but shan't talk about that now. Why don't you meet me later with the book, and we can discuss the fate of Mr. Vega.
Most agreeable, Captain.
I would like to address the question Micah asked in the chat about hit point recovery, since some of you were kind of banged up before, I think. Now, 5 hours rest a day does not constitute a night's sleep. So barring any magical intervention, nobody will have regained any hit points since the last session. Also, 5 hours sleep is, I don't think, enough either for spell recovery. So
But
unless you want to say, you could say that you took some extra days if you want to rest up and stuff along the way. But in which case, I'll just add those on to the time that you're going to see.
Well, the solution's
Anna-
easy for me, because all I have to do basically is just take 1 day out of all those to recover my spells if I don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that are badly wounded, we got to get to warmer tides, guys. It's just, it's the evil of it.
But Anna isn't supposed to work with the others, so she's down in her private woman cave with her cannons. Can she rest there?
Well, is she below half hit points?
Mm-hmm.
She will need an entire day's bed rest to recover 1 hit point. So if she's going to try to hopefully, maybe she's hoping if Simon doesn't check on her or anybody does check on her, she could sleep down there for some days without being noticed. Perhaps, I don't know. Is anybody checking on her, Andrew, or is she just being left to her own devices?
She'd be checked on for sure.
Oh yeah, she's being checked on then, so nope.
Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, if we had more crew, probably not, but with the amount of crew we have, Simon would be really, really paranoid.
Yeah, then she won't risk it.
Rightly so, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The aquatic version of the Death March. Wait, you're at full hit points, yeah, Dutch?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
got
Andrew's the only
27
one that's
hours.
actually wounded then, right? I think.
Yeah, I think it was from the flying over the heat of the lava.
Simon Silvers, I think, took a couple points of damage from a life channel, didn't she, or something?
Yeah, but he would have been full from the 2 days to finish repairs on the ship or whatever
Yeah, that's
before
true.
we set sail.
I do have some mutations from having been healed previously: arcane tracking, metamorphica 720, and soap allergy.
Oh yeah. Do you remember how that arcane tracking works?
Yeah, but Dutch doesn't actually know how to use it yet. But if he's looking for
No, I
something, he
understand.
has yet. Yeah.
Yep. Just for your own metagame purposes, in the sense that if you know, so if I forget to say something, don't be afraid to bring it up.
Cool.
Okay, so no, I'm afraid, Micah, that Anna hasn't recovered any hit points in the last nearly 2 months of travel. Oh yeah, I need to add on the extra 3 days of repairs too. Add that to your tally. So this is actually day 55 at this stage. Excuse me. So that evening, you said you were going to look over the book that Mr. Vega had on him, correct?
Yes, with Mr. Dutch present.
Mm-hmm. So Clay, since it's your character
sir.
in the book, would you like to enlighten us as to what they find when they read your diary?
His conquest over the different countries, it's exaggerated. They're probably like 150 women. Their names, where I found them. In there, he's got his spells, his spell book. He's got his spells in there. You'd notice those right off the bat.
Yeah.
And
He stopped reading immediately when he sees the spells.
Okay.
My eyes would just get wide, and I'd look across at Mr. Dutch, and I would say, "Why don't you take a guess, Mr. Dutch? What's in Mr. Vega's book?"
Well, tell you the truth, reading's always hurt my head, but if I had to guess, would his learnings be in league with your own?
Mayhaps, mayhaps. But unfortunately for you and I, it means we cannot read this book. Well, of course, I'd like to plunder it, but reading another magician's spellbook is dangerous business, especially when they're alive.
I suppose I will arrange for a meeting whenever you want it, probably once he's sobered up. He seemed quite sick from the sea and the bottle.
Let's give him a good day. Have Anna throw a bucket of cold water on him every 3 hours.
That'll definitely
Aye,
keep
sir.
him from resting.
Aye, sir. Easily done, sir. The water's
And
cold as a witch's tit out here.
when he's slept it off and he's shivering and he's naked and he's afraid, bring him to me.
Aye. Like from the icy bosom of Davy Jones' locker, I'll deliver him to you.
Excellent.
So every 3 hours, and you're going to give him a good day. That's 8 icy buckets of water dumped on board Mr. Vega. I would like a couple of saving throws from you there, Clay. Non-magic.
Non-magic, okay. First one is partial, 1 success.
Okay, yep, you're definitely getting sick halfway through the day.
And then when you come on to him, Anna, he is singing about Trollops and the sea goddess. First time you come to him.
She comes
And
on
dump
to
him.
him.
No, she's dumping water, isn't she?
Oh, I thought you said she comes on to you. Sorry.
No, when she opens up, he's going to be quite annoying until he passes out. So he'll be singing sea chanties about whores and silver and kings and until he gets splashed a few times and he'll shut up.
And the next one?
Fail?
Fail. Okay. So the next day, and poor Anna gets even less sleep this night since every 3 hours she has to go and throw another bucket of water on this guy. The next day, you go to retrieve him, and he doesn't look good. He's definitely shivering. He looks like he's got hypothermia. You're not a doctor, so you wouldn't notice, but he has also got deathly pneumonia. So what do you do, Dutch? Would you go to retrieve him? Anna, you could witness all this, obviously, since you're kind of keeping watch over him anyway. Oh, did I freeze?
No, you're still there.
No.
Okay. Dutch is you, Justin. Sorry.
Then I would hoist him up, brush him off, and he's probably incapacitated and in a fugue or frail state. I'd dress him with his clothes.
Why, thank you, my good man. That is lovely I'm a little weak. Accommodations that your captain has provided me. I must tell all my friends about his rooms of hospitality.
And then I'll step back because I believe he may need to be splashed with water again at this point.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
He's
I've had my fill.
He's extremely hot to the touch. Like his skin is burning almost to the touch, even though he's being splashed with cold water every few hours. He's out. He's got a serious fever going on.
And maybe when clasping his wrist, I said, I guess we'll see what the captain has to say about this. Come this way. Maybe there's those drinks are in line for you now.
Yes, Father Patrick. I do not wish to go to Mass today.
And I'd guide him to meet the captain.
And is this meeting taking place in your quarters or on deck, Mr. Silvers?
In the cabin.
Okay.
So I'd bring him right in there, and if offered, I'd help him sit down as well.
Why, thank you, my good friend.
Mr. Vega, you look like shit.
Yes, I do, he says with a smile. I appreciate the accommodations.
Apologies. And he'll pick up the book and hold it in front of him and say, my man, Mr. Dutch, found this on your being. And while I was taking a cursory flip through, I couldn't help but notice that there are magical spells in this book.
He kind of like Gollum seeing the ring. He'll feverish eyes look at you. He looks like he's going to snarl at you, and then his composure comes back as best he can with the shakes. Yes. Excuse me for my failing to tell you earlier, but the rum was a little unsettling. I think I mixed it with seawater.
It's okay. I know better than to delve into another man's magic. And I'll slowly push the book back across the table to you with my index finger. And then I'll stop with my finger still on top of it, and I'll say, you look like you have 1 foot in Death's grave. I could fix that for you, you know, for a small price.
You are a practitioner of the arts? And he kind of shakes a little bit, and his hair flops around. You know, his luscious hair that is all disheveled now. You can fix me?
Oh, forgive me, I forgot. You were so inebriated. And he'll look to Mr. Dutch and say, Mr. Dutch, could you read him my titles, please? And then, allow Dutch to go through the massive list of bounties I'm wanted for, including magical mayhem and crimes against nature.
Yeah, I read it right down to the final minute laws, like unpaid bills and all the little minutia.
And I'll cut him off at the end. That will be quite enough after he gets through the good stuff, because it's embarrassing me.
The Devil of Ackland's Island, the Butcher of Nassau.
Oh, you are quite famous. I believe you've missed a few, good sir, Mr. Dutch. I've heard he has other titles. Oh, it's kind of cold now in here. But, yes, I have heard of you, Captain Silvers. It appears many people, Port Royal is known of you. You have a bounty.
Indeed. Here's the thing, Mr. Vega. We're in need of crewmen. You seem to be powerful enough if you can cast these spells in this book. Here, I have a proposition for you. You agree to join my crew, to never betray me, to work hard with me. We'll exchange some secrets, some magical secrets. We'll make a lot of money. We'll kill a lot of people. You'll probably become as wanted of a man as I am. And in exchange for that, I will bring you back from the brink right now. What do you say?
He pulls out his hand and he's counting what you said one by one on his fingers. The binding thing may not be the best, you understand, but I do not mind the fame. Publicity in any form is good publicity. What say you?
And I'll pull out this weird looking wooden box and open it up and take out some black chalk and other shit. And I'll say, I'm a man of deals. And I'll start drawing a circle on the table and start marking down some strange demonic symbols on it. A man of magical deals. When I enter into contracts, I like to have an observing party. And I'm not speaking about Mr. Dutch. I'm speaking about a being with a little bit more substantial of power. And he'll put his hand into the circle, and I'm preparing to cast Covenant. And I say, let's make it simple, Mr. Vega. You will not through action or inaction try to sabotage me or my operation. And I will not try to sabotage you or your operation through action or inaction. Basically, an allegiance.
He pulls on his goatee, noticing that he's now disheveled. He runs his hand through his hair. You know, he's a pretty boy. That could be a good thing. We would be tied together, yes.
I warn you, though, be very sure before you answer. We'll be shackled together, yes, but I'm heading towards hell at 300 miles per hour, and I have no intention of stopping.
As my great grandfather used to say, it is best to know the devil in front of you than the one you do not know, yes? I will join your little berry band, and now he starts to shake because the fever's getting to him, and he's starting to, yes, okay. He starts speaking French and just gibberish.
Yeah, so he'll hold his hand out over the circle for you to shake it, and with his left hand, he'll put his fingers up and start saying some like weird, dark-sounding language.
I used to date a woman by that name, as one of you spelled one of your words. And he's shaking.
All right. And you cast the covenant spell?
I do, and I bind us under those terms. That through action or inaction, he shall not sabotage me, and I shall not sabotage him. Basically, the Robert the Red covenant.
Yep, same. Okay, I've made note of it. It is official. Oh, I guess I need to make a page for old Juan Carlos Vega now.
So,
Juan Carlos Vega.
now that I'm indebted to this man, I would immediately go about using Life Channel on him to try to bring him back to good health at my own expense.
Okay, so you sacrifice a hit point.
Yes, you want me to roll the d6?
Please do.
Metamorphosis possibility. So 3.
So he gains 3 hit points back, but it's enough. I mean, I didn't ever say you were down in the hit points, but it's enough anyway to kind of break your fever, and you're no longer dying of pneumonia.
And if it's okay, I would do it.
Cold.
I would do it one more time just to give him a little bit more so we can walk around.
Okay, go for it. You just want to roll another d6.
4.
Okay, cool. I hear the disappointment in your voice.
So do I. That's kind of scary.
Okay, and yeah, so then your cold is gone, and you feel healthy again. After he basically lays hands on you 2 times.
Juan will bow, deep bow from the waist, and as he's bowing, he'll have his hand slide and grab his book. I appreciate you. Thank you.
He'll cascade his hand accommodatingly, and he'll look to Mr. Dutch and say, Mr. Dutch, we need to get this man winter clothing.
Aye, sir. And Dutch will storm out actually quickly because we just had some men expire, did we not? So they might have had some on them. And
you had 1 man expire, yep, indeed.
And it'll be no better than Dutch's own coat, which he himself got off a dead man. So he'd bring that to this new traveler, Juan, immediately.
Juan will look down his nose at it for a bit. And then he looks at everybody else. Thank you.
And now you're now dressed in dead man's winter clothing.
About the job, Mr. Vega. We have an opening for a quartermaster. Oh, it's a good job. Oh, it's the best job, really.
You wish me to account for your peas and carrots and your pepper and gun spray?
Oh, no. Nothing so mundane as that. You will be the man that keeps control of the rum.
Ah, a quite great position. Why would you bestow such an honor upon a new lowly one such as I?
And his eyes will shift to Dutch, and then they'll shift back to Vega, and he'll say, there's nothing lowly about you, Mr. Vega. You have the spark, the same as me. It just makes us greater than other men. A different caste. A master race. We are magical.
Of course. And he smiles at that.
Of course, no offense, Mr. Dutch.
None taken, sir. And he's just smiling with no twinkle in his eye.
And Unless you want to decree otherwise, since you are the captain. Generally speaking, the quartermaster would be the second mate on the ship as well. So,
Yep,
unless you want to name someone else second mate, but
Nope, he'd be second mate for sure.
okay, he already outranks everybody but 2 people on the ship.
You honor me as he figures this out.
But this one here, this Mr. Dutch, he may not be magical, but he has his qualities. The rest, and he stops for a second as he considers, expendable.
Brushes his goatee. Yes, human life is quite cheap nowadays, but he is and he looks back at Dutch, your friend. I will watch over you like a brother of me own, though I have 10 or 12. Not quite certain.
It's good, Mr. Vegas, good. I should also let you know as well that down beneath the deck where we keep all the goods, it's a quartermaster's domain, you'll see a winged beast with the mane of a lion. Pay it no heed, for it's some monster from a far-off land, and it would just as easily eat you as beguile you.
You have a demon locked in your cellar?
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Does it feed on human blood, or emotion, or fear?
In a matter of speaking, yes.
And you have it contained, dominated under your will? That is quite a feat.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. For some reason, it doesn't take orders very well.
Pets must be trained, my friend. Pets must be trained.
Sometimes a pet has to be put down.
See, of course.
But that's a tale for when we're on warmer tides. Come, why don't you go check out your place down below? I think you'll pick up where the last quartermaster missed. And his eyes will like go down for a second again, and he'll just stare at the floor. The old quartermaster plied his trade. You'll ply it good too.
I will do my best, and he'll bow again.
Okay. So who's going to take him down to the quartermaster's office that Dom had set up down on
Dutch
in the
would
hold
definitely show him around. Dutch would.
Okay. Do you give him the key, Andrew? You
Yes,
locked
sir.
it all up, yeah.
Dutch, my good friend, do you know where my sword and other items were that were on the boat?
Oh, we should have your boat right here, right before we go down below deck, and you'll try to. I think all there was dresses though, but I don't know if Silver's maybe plundered it.
Easy come, easy go. No big thing if it is not you.
But once you are quartermaster, I think you'll have quite the arsenal at your disposal, and I'll lead him on down there.
Okay. I don't think, did anybody mess with this stuff that was in the boat, or?
Was it left alone?
I think somebody mentioned maybe they were going to, but I don't think anything happened of it. We just hoisted it up out of the water.
Yeah, it would have, I think, narratively happened during the time between my meeting with Dutch, where I said that night we were going to go over the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I think the first order I gave him, like when we got it ashore, was like go over all of his possessions.
That's true, you did. So, basically all of his effects are in there except for his book and his clothes. So you'd find a rapier, a pistol. Dutch, you probably would have found the boot daggers on him when you stripped him. You also would have taken his buff coat when you stripped him. His helm was in the boat, I'd say. There was 2 bottles of rum that weren't yet empty. You find 3 ladies' dresses and undergarments, a sack, some shot and powder, flint and steel, a money pouch with 1 silver piece in it, a writer's kit, so quill, ink, and parchment, and you would find some wanted posters. One of yourself, Simon Silvers, one of Dutch, and one of Robert the Red. The same, very same wanted posters you guys saw the last time you were in Nassau. Well, not the very same, but you know, the same style, the same types, the same bounties, etc. So what would you do with his effects once you discover all of these things?
Once locating them, I would definitely rearm, or allow the man to re-equip himself, Mr. Juan Carlos.
Yeah, why thank you. He'll armor up the best he can.
So
Talk about his conquest.
Essentially, he gets all of his effects back?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He will look at your wanted poster and say, and he'll show it to you. You do not look like the men in this picture.
And I've done many more than what's listed here. My deeds are 3 times that long.
Good.
And I'll brush off his shoulders as he's getting his sword weapon belt on and his pistola.
He'll give you the 2 bottles of rum. Again, I apologize for my rudeness and my behavior. And he looks down at your pants. A gift.
Too kind. And then Dutch would much more happily lead him down to the quartermaster's area and the arsenal and everything. Show him the works.
Well, he'll take note of it. He'll it looks like he's got a keen eye for detail, and he'll ask you questions. You know, how much is in the hold? How much do you have? Of that nature. Does he see Anna at any time?
She was probably watching when they came out of the captain's quarters because she wanted to have a glimpse.
So I think it's very likely when we're changing levels that you would have caught a glimpse of her.
As we pass her by, he'll turn to Dutch and say, "Is that the demon? Is that the demon, or is that the? She looks like an angel with those wings." And you know his voice changes. It's kind of like a sex phone operator. Does she have a father or a brother I must speak with?
Aye, that's the beast of which Silver speaks, but you'd have to ask her yourself.
As she turns around and sees you, you see that her mane is growing back because she doesn't seem to be able to shave properly, so she stopped entirely.
Ah, okay.
So it's
you've got
growing
growth
back.
going,
Yeah. But
Oh.
she's seen how Dutch is tying his bandana, and so at least she's trying to hide the top shit under some bandanas. Yeah, probably more than one.
After 50 days, I imagine that beard's getting pretty thick and bushy.
Yeah, she's braiding it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Upon seeing all the hair and stuff, you know he does kind of take a step back. I would have sent the demon back. Maybe ask for a refund of the devil you summoned him from. Yes? As he walks down the path. But he waves, smiles at her.
Oh, she smiles too. A little bit strange because she seems almost to melt. Hi.
Is she sick?
I think he was asking you, Dutch.
I couldn't tell you. I don't think there's anything overly healthy about that amount of hair on anybody.
I did not know demons could grow beards like that.
Beards within beards.
I was never one for one. It always caught food when you grew your beard out.
But I will leave you to your duties. Get to know the ship, the Salty Maiden, and I have to go see to the men up on deck. We have a few things to get in order.
And
Of course.
as you're going down to the quartermaster's quarters, you hear a shout. If you need help, pretty, I can help.
Thank you, my dear. It may take me some time to adjust. I will seek you out if I need help. Thank you. And he has a body shiver when he's back there, alone.
Well, it's rather convenient, Clay, that you get to resume your role as quartermaster so soon. So you already have the list. Just note that you've used up another 495 days worth of food has been used since the last session total. So,
Roger that.
and yeah, so you get your quarters. You already know what they look like. You know what's in there. Ooh, you don't know about the poisoned bottle of rum, though.
Nope.
Oh man, maybe Simon So just sent you to your death. Okay. Oh yeah. So, what we'll do right now, let's take a real quick little intermission. If anybody wants to refresh their drinks or etc. Andrew, if you get a chance, pull up like a world map and have a look at where Labrador is and decide what course you want to pursue to get back to the Caribbean from there as well. And we'll resume in just a few minutes. Oh yeah. So Clay is back with another quartermaster, another Spanish quartermaster even. Anna seems to have a crush on the new quartermaster. And what do Dutch and Silvers have in mind for when they reach warmer tides? I guess we'll find out soon. Oh yeah, and I botched my timeline. I'll fix that though.
All right, I took a gander at the map.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking just like wrap around Newfoundland and then right down to the United States and down to Florida. Though obviously not the United States then, but
I think it's the only two of us here. I think he went to get his drink.
oh, I gotcha.
Hey Clay.
Yo, Ian.
I was just looking. I messed up my math. It's not 55 days into the journey. It's 110 days into the journey. So double the amount of food that's been used. So double 495 is 990
Okay.
days worth of food.
My plan, Ian,
Yeah.
looking at the map, I'm just gonna go around Newfoundland down to like the eastern coast of North America to Florida.
And the thing is now too, you are here in Canada, but it's now like late November or mid to late November. So it's pretty cold too. So yeah, you still haven't really reached good warm water yet. I forgot about the fact that your ship was moving at half speed and that it wasn't going to take you 60 days, but 120 to get back. So, and then with your working shifts, it's actually going to take you 150. So you're looking at another 40 days to the Caribbean. Well, to the heart of the Caribbean anyway.
Though, does Vega being here change it now?
What, like the speed? No.
Yeah, with him being introduced to like the working order.
Not much. I mean, you've gone from 8 working crewmen to 9. So, yeah. Unless you want to change the sleep patterns or whatever, but yeah, not really.
Nah.
It might make an impact of a few days.
Yep. It would just be business as usual then.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's 110 days since you left the icy waters of the Arctic. And on the bright side, you've been traveling through relatively empty waters and not come across any enemy ships or anything of that sort. No foreign powers or anything. But that could all change as you start to sail down the coast of the Americas. North America specifically.
We get closer and closer to the equator and closer to Judgment Day.
Okay. I forgot to bring my dice out with me, so hopefully I won't need any. I can use Dice Stream, I suppose, for anything but a D30. But I don't have my iPad with me either, so I don't have my critical charts or anything anyway, so. Okay. You guys will have a couple more uneventful days worth of sailing now after Juan has joined the group, the crew. If there's anything you want to do or say or take care of during that time, please say so now. Just over the next couple of days after he's arrived.
Anna starts shaving again after seeing Pretty.
Okay.
It looks ridiculous, but she tries.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's see. You're using basically just a regular dagger to shave with. Let's see. Give me a dexterity check.
Do I kill myself?
No, you're not going to kill yourself. I'm just wondering how nicked up your face is.
13. That's probably shitty. Passed.
Passed. Okay. Yeah, you managed to do pretty good. You don't cut yourself up
No.
or scar your face up or anything in the process? No, what? What's your dexterity?
Bullshit. Didn't pass.
What's your dexterity?
11.
Oh, okay. No, so you do cut yourself multiple times. So you got lots of little nicks and stuff and cuts, from using the dagger, and still a fair amount of stubble. You can only shave down so close. So when you first shave, it's pretty clean looking if you don't look too close, except for, of course, all the little cuts and scratches and stuff. But by noon, again, you've got a nice full 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Simon too, at this point, would loosen his iron grip a little bit on Anna, like he'd return her into the normal rotation of duty, like up on top of the deck.
Okay. How does he notify her? Would he do that personally, or would he send a messenger?
Nope, by proxy. Basically Dutch. Like I would tell Dutch, all right, Mr. Dutch, I've had my fill. You can return Anna to working duty for now.
Aye, sir. Quickly done. You've had your fill of Kraken's milk, that is?
And he looks at you and says, not yet, Mr. Dutch. But there will come a day when I've had my fill of Kraken's milk. But not this day. Tides will get warm, Mr. Dutch. Tides will get warm.
Aye, sir.
And how does Anna receive the news when Dutch comes down to tell her she's to be returned to normal duties aboard the ship?
She will say, but wouldn't it make more sense if I would take a bit care of our new crew member? I mean, he's new and he doesn't know how things are working on the ship. And don't you think it would be important? Can't you ask the captain?
If I were you, I wouldn't lead any conversations with the captain by asking him about that.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you.
No, Anna. Just return to work.
She will.
And
Very good.
then I suppose Dutch would make the rounds, talking to the various unnamed 6 or 7 men we have left, and just for periodically helping them out individually as well.
Yep. There are 6 of them, and you have enough people now. You can put a man in the crow's nest if you wish. You haven't had that for the last 110 days because everybody's had to do onboard duty.
For now, I'd fire a guy up there, probably the skinniest guy we have of the 6, and or the lightest of foot.
The most
And,
useless. Okay. Sorry, I gotcha.
And then I'd make a note to like bring that up again next time I'm with the captain, see if he approves of keeping a man up there.
Well, the captain's always on deck when you are, so you can talk to him at any time. He's at the helm.
And
Yeah, I'm sure he would see you sending the man up there anyway.
then definitely on the end of Dutch's round up on deck, he would he'd motion up to the guy up with the eyes all around.
And I cup my hands and say, Mr. Dutch, are you sure that Coley will be safe up there? He's a little green.
No place better to lose a green thumb than your first fall at sea.
True the words be. You did right, Mr. Dutch. Keep him up there.
Aye, sir.
Very good. So, a couple of days will pass then with no events. On the 3rd day, and you're still kind of traveling along the coast of Canada, approaching the northern part of what will one day be the United States. And the man in the crow's nest will call out, Captain, I see a ship, I think.
Oh, that be so. And I'll bend over and whoop the spyglass out and look on the horizon.
And yeah, as you look out, you will see a ship. It looks to be some sort of brig. So maybe a little bit bigger than your own, but not much. A bit sturdier hull. I think it holds maybe more guns or equal guns at least. And but the sails are down, and they're not down properly down. They're down as if they've been neglected and have just kind of collapsed almost, if it were. And it's just drifting. You don't see any signs of damage on her hull. There is still a flag flapping in the wind on the on the flag mast, on that part of the mast. It's an English flag. But you don't see any activity on deck.
And Silvers will walk over and shout down to Anna. I think it's time to test out the new guns. The large ones. The ones we took from up north.
Oh, yes, Captain. And she's rushing down immediately.
And he'll yell at you too. Since we're short on men, why don't you go get Mr. Vega, since he's so pretty? And he'll turn around and look back over the deck.
Oh, yes, Captain. And she rushes down to Mr. Vega and doesn't knock, just crashes almost through the door. Hey, pretty, follow me.
He was writing something at his makeshift desk. Of course, my dear. Next time you need to shave, I do have a razor.
Very much appreciated, but we've got work to do now.
After you.
Yeah, and she rushes back to her cannons and starts explaining to him the basics of cannons and how to fire them.
He's a sailor, right?
Yes.
Got
Yeah,
points.
she doesn't mind.
Yeah, he does.
Those are her cannons, and they're special.
But he'll act dumb and let her go about her speech. But he does. Oh, that's quite interesting, my dear.
Yeah, she puts much effort in it to sound wise, canon wise.
Knowledgeable, yes. Okay, and so you're loading them up and getting them ready to fire. Both
Before
sides
they're
or
fired?
just one?
Sorry.
Pardon?
Both sides or just one?
Yeah, only one. Doesn't make sense if we load both
Okay.
for now.
Port
I
or
think.
starboard?
The side which is facing the ship.
Which side's facing the ship, Captain?
Starboard side.
Okay. So they are on the water side, and you've got the shore on your starboard. Or sorry, they're on your starboard side. Sorry, I take that back. So the sea is to your port, and land is to the starboard. Starboard is right, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, now I'm confused.
they're between us and the shore.
Right, indeed. Makes sense. Okay. So you're loading up the starboard side.
While she's doing that and stressing out, he'll observe her wings and all that. He's never seen that. And while she's distracted, he is a pretty boy, he'll make his way up when she's not paying attention that he's still there. He's not going to help her. Manual labor is not his thing.
Okay. So you're operating guns all alone, Anna?
Yeah, she didn't notice till now.
Yeah.
But she's shouting up, I'm ready, Captain. And see, pretty, I'll do, pretty? Hello?
You are all alone. But you've got the 6 cannons loaded on the starboard side.
Yeah, so I'm not alone.
What's your plan of action, Captain? The ship still, there's no sign of movement on deck. It's just drifting in the waves.
I'll grip the stake I took from the Silver Devil like really tightly in my hand, and I'll say to myself, I've been fooled by derelict ships before. Not this time. No, not again. Blow the hell out of it!
Okay. So, your first cannon, roll an attack roll, Anna.
Yeah, it's the first shot and it goes somewhere else.
Misses.
Oh yeah.
Second shot.
Nat 20.
Okay. I don't have my crit chart with me, but
Hey.
you can roll damage on that. That'll do a D6 hull points damage.
4.
Okay. Next cannon.
13.
That'll hit.
Oh, damage. 5.
Okay. Let's see. That's 3 cannons fired so far, so you got 3 more to go.
19.
Damage.
6.
Okay.
15 and 2.
Okay.
16 and 2.
Okay, so you hit 5 out of 6 guns. The first one went wide, but then the next 5 all hit right in the, I'm going to say it's kind of facing the opposite direction, so it's the port side of their ship. Is that right? No, it would be the starboard side. Their starboard side would be facing your starboard side, sorry. And you do 19 hull points of damage. A fair amount of hull damage, but it's, you know, still seaworthy. It's not sinking or anything. And you get no reaction out of the ship. It continues to just drift.
So Simon will take out the spyglass and note that and go back over and say, reload the guns. We got to make sure.
Now, normally it would take you about 2.5 minutes to reload and fire again. However, since you're by yourself, it's going to take you 5 minutes to reload each gun and fire.
Yeah, but she will tell the captain that Pretty escaped. Captain Pretty, I don't know where he is.
Mr. Vega was called perhaps by the dark arts, and I'll look down to one of the men and say, you, go help her.
Aye, sir. He runs down.
Yeah, she just points to the cannon.
Now,
Do it.
do you want to reload and fire immediately each cannon, or do you want to reload all the cannons again before firing again?
No, we want to do all at once.
Okay, so it will take you 2.5 minutes by 6. It's going to take you 15 minutes to load all 6 cannons. So you're going to need to either strike your sails, or you're going to have to circle the ship in order to continue firing at Mr. Silvers. Because it's going to take her 15 minutes to get them all reloaded.
Oh, we'll just strike the sails. I'm just going to wait there and watch it with my spyglass.
Okay. So 15 minutes pass. 15 long minutes.
And when the guns are loaded, I'll tell them to put the sails back up and we'll get in motion again before we fire.
Okay.
Did anything happen while that 15 minutes occurred? Any movement on the other ship?
Nope. Nothing.
Juan will go to the captain because he was on deck. Senor, if you'd like, we can send some folks over there and look at it.
And I'm just like appraising it with my seamanship. I'm pretty sure it can take another volley, right, without sinking.
Yeah, it's not at half hull yet.
Yeah.
If
So
it's a similar volley.
I'll tell Mr. Vega. I've seen ships like this before, Mr. Vega. I'm familiar with them in an intimate way, you could say. And I'm not convinced this isn't some kind of trap. So I say one more volley. It won't sink her. And if it's still dead, then we do what you say.
Very good. Okay, so Anna, you can fire your next volley. 6 shots. You're aiming for an armor class 12.
4 hits. 4 hits if it's 12. One at 20 again. And 8 damage.
Only 8 damage on the 4th
Yeah.
hit. Okay. So it's definitely showing the damage now, and I just want to do a couple quick hit chart checks for those crits now that I'm back inside. I've got all my charts and stuff again. The first crit Okay. I always roll that one. Just nailed the staircase that leads down to the battle deck. And the second crit destroys. Ooh, where is that located? There. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hits the armory and the forecastle of the ship. So I'm going to let you roll 3 more damage dice, 3 more d6, as you ignite the powder and shot in the forecastle armory.
12. And when she hits, she's screaming below deck. Woohoo!
Okay. Now the ship is listing badly, and it's not sinking yet, but it's on the brink. One more shot could sink her.
And that's all Mr. Silvers needs to know. He'll run down and say, "All right, Mr. Dutch, time to ply your craft once again. Boarding party."
And the forecastle of the ship is on fire.
So Dutch will call the men to action. You'd see Dutch tuck one of his burlap sacks into his belt, and but he's of course got his saber as well, and he's preparing one of the longboats for. Well, I guess no. We're gonna go right up beside it and board it. So I guess he'd prepare ropes and for getting a line on
and boarding planks or whatever they're called.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ship siege warfare.
Mm-hmm. And who's going to be on your boarding party?
Probably at least half the. Yeah, probably. At least half the unnamed crew, and then
3 men.
Yeah.
The 3 biggest, toughest, meanest.
Yeah, might leave the same one guy up there in the crow's nest.
Yeah, he might as well stay up there just to keep an eye out for any other ships that approach or whatever.
And but of course would he'd look to Juan Carlos. He'd say, "Do you want to test your steel today?" Oh, he's not here, but then he'd also look to Anna as well. Do you want to come on this foray?
Do you think that's a good idea? Looking to the captain.
And Silvers will say, "Go on, Anna. Go on the boarding party." And for just 1 second, you'll see something in my eyes narrow as I look at Dutch that look malevolent. And then they'll go back to normal. "Take good care of him, Mr. Dutch."
Aye, sir.
Okay. So Dutch, Anna, and 3 of the larger men of the unnamed crew members will go aboard the ship. That leaves Simon, Juan, and 3 other unnamed crew members aboard the Maiden. What the hell is it called again? The
Salty Maiden.
Sultry Maiden. Or no, that's Salty Maiden. Salty, not sultry.
And I will be yelling to when he gets back. I would want Vega up top with me.
I'm sure he'd join you. I think he's just AFK.
Yeah, when he returns, that I'll give him the order, but I'm going to imagine he comes up top.
Who's that? Vega, you mean?
Yeah, Vega.
Okay. Cool. No problem. Okay. So you guys go across, and you'll see the remains of several bodies on the deck, but they are ripped to pieces and missing a lot of their pieces and flesh. Looks like something tore through them, ate large portions of them. I don't know, do you want to investigate further here, or do you want to go straight down?
Yeah, I would search. Do they have the clothing of common sailors? Or
They do. They were English sailors. But as you're kind of looking at the bodies, and you obviously, like I said, they look like they've been torn apart and partially eaten. In fact, not just partially eaten, but the majority of the flesh has been eaten. But the remaining bits of flesh look, they're just discolored and showing lots of different sores and at first you think maybe they've just decayed and rot, but no, something looks wrong as well about them.
I think at the very least, the first body he comes across, Dutch, not being met with a welcoming party, would he'd sheath his saber and search the body, and he'd like prop it up over the railing of the ship so that anybody from the like the crow's nest or looking from our ship could see that there's like dead bodies already here. Like they can see plainly what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got his typical stuff on him. You know, like his saber is still there. You know, he's got a coin purse, so the bodies haven't been looted. His armor, well, he's not wearing armor. His clothes are, you know, are wrecked from the tearing and eating, of course. But yeah, doesn't look like whoever did this to them was interested in taking their loot.
Well, I will take his loot, and I'll just let his body drop off into the water then.
Say his body, you pick up 3 silver pieces.
Cool. And I'll take the coin purse too, and I'll put it right on my belt. And but then he'd just step over further bodies for now, at least, wanting to see more of this site.
Will you give me a non-magic save, please, Justin?
Oh yeah. A partial.
Okay. Got it. So yeah, you look around then for the stairs below, and they have been destroyed by one of the critical hits that the cannonball blasted. So you can still go down there, but you're going to have to use rope or something along those lines, or just jump down in. But you think rope would probably be a better idea since you'll have to come back up at some point.
While he's looking for a way down or whatever he wants to do next, she squats down at one of the bodies and if I use medicine, can I discern something?
Sure. Give me a medicine check.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. Also give me a non-magic save.
Passed.
Okay.
2 6s.
As you're kind of examining them, obviously, yeah, they have been ripped apart, and something with looks like probably teeth and claws that's torn them apart and consumed large portions of their bodies. The sores, however, when you take a bit closer look at those, are consistent with some kind of like disease.
But I don't know which one.
You wouldn't know specifically which one, but you've heard of diseases that eat at the flesh.
Stay away from the bodies, I shout. They've been sick. I mean, they've been clawed at and half eaten, but they've been sick. Just stay away. And then she follows Dutch and mentions, I think I hit the armory. Maybe we should go there first before
It's on
everything
fire.
goes to... Okay.
Yeah, it's still burning. Every once in a while you hear the pop and sizzle of another powder keg catching and burning up real rapidly, and the fire gets a little bit bigger for a few seconds.
But is the doorway on fire?
Nah, sure. You could try to go in there if you want to take the chance.
I peek in.
Yeah, you can see there were probably at one point in time, although now they're mostly damaged and burned or burning, several dozen muskets. You also see, powder kegs, well, the remains of powder kegs that are burning, and there's another one that's just burning a little bit on the outside, but you expect it to go up in a flash and fizzle real soon. You see several dozen sabers as well in here.
I throw out to the deck what I can grab really fast, like in a minute, for the others to pick up.
Okay, give me a dexterity check.
Yep, passed by 1.
Okay. I'm going to say you salvage only 2 muskets and 9 sabers.
And I think
The
with
rest
the
are damaged or in the fires, and you can't get to them.
with the 3 other blokes and Anna starting off the chain, we'd do like a human chain, passing the muskets, and then one guy tossing it over to the other ship, our ship.
Okay. No problem. You can add that, Mr. Quartermaster, to your inventory. You get 2 more muskets and 9 more sabers.
Now, would it maybe occur to Dutch that maybe it might be best to just run for, if it's possible, to get to the captain's quarters for a quick raid, or does it look like it's going to blow up immediately, all this fire in the armory?
The fire is pretty big. You'd probably be okay for several minutes, you think, as long as nothing bigger.
Would I maybe
catches fire,
roll?
but yeah.
Maybe roll seamanship to see like if I
Sure.
even know if it's worth putting out,
Sure.
or possible. Ooh, I got a 6.
If you
with
don't
plus
have enough men, even if you brought everybody over from the Salty Maiden, you're not going to be able to put this fire out. It's got too much fuel, and yeah.
So yeah,
You
I
reckon
think
the ship is going to sink probably in about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I guess you'd make that note. And so we got a time limit here. I think we got to get what we can. The muskets are good, but let's see if we can get into the captain's quarters, get the valuable information.
Aye. We'll rush over, I guess.
Okay. You run over to the captain's quarters, which are kind of like built into the poop deck. The poop deck is above. And yeah, the door is locked. And the window's curtained.
I'll try giving it a kick right at the knob first.
Sure. Rolling open doors. Oh wait, open doors isn't a skill in this one, is it?
I'll climb it.
No. Let me see. Give me a strength check.
Okay. So no.
You give it a good kick. But I would also like you and Anna both to roll wisdom checks. You kick it hard, but it stays firm. It's a good, strong door, and it's locked well inside.
I aced that wisdom. 3 out of 11. As I'm holding my hurt
5.
ankle.
Okay, you both passed. When you do kick the door, you hear movement from inside. You hear something shuffle around, and you hear something that sounds like something heavy gets knocked over or falls down.
I'll look to Dutch, raising an eyebrow.
Yes, there's something. I think I heard it too, so I would confirm it. And yes, there's something in there. And he draws blade and rap with his saber with the pommel, and he'd knock on the door and say, "You men got to get out of there. This ship's on fire."
And you hear movement, but no response.
And I think he'd start like chipping away at the door. It'd probably take a little while. He'd see if he could knock out a panel or something, though.
Yeah, if you want to hack it down, it'll take you about 10 minutes. But if you want to just weaken around the handle, I'd say you could do that in a few minutes. And then you could try to give it another swift kick. And what I'll do is I will give you a +2 to your strength.
Excellent.
You know what I mean?
But
so you're rolling, try to roll under your strength +2.
Before submitting to his emotions and giving it another mighty boot, he would control himself, breathe, and say, "Maybe I remember you're actually quite good with locks." And back away from the door.
Unfortunately, the lava and it took everything from who mustn't be.
No, he tries to get you. And he just goes, he just takes in a good breath and he runs for another kick. So that'd be a strength check again and +2.
Yep.
And I draw my pistols,
fuck, I gave
waiting
+4.
for the door to burst open, just in case.
What'd you get? You got a roll
I rolled a 20. Couldn't do worse.
Nope, it's still not enough. You can hack
If we If we throw our whole weight against it together, would that help?
Okay. What I'll do then is I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you both roll.
Come on, Dutch.
Just to get the plus 4.
17 again.
I passed.
So Dutch, you give it a good hard shoulder, it doesn't budge, and then Anna smashes into it with her winged shoulder, and it buckles in. And Anna, roll a non-magic save.
Partial, yeah.
Partial? Okay, you just lose your balance a bit, but you don't go prone and fall down on top of the door. The door goes down, you stumble into the room a little bit.
Yeah, thank God I put my
Pitch
pistols
black
away.
in there. The only light in there is coming from the burning deck behind you, and what little bit of sunlight there's in the sky. Sorry, I never did tell you the weather. It's kind of cloudy out right now, and cold. But you see some kind of movement over by where you assume the captain's desk to be, you think, from the dim little bit of light you can see. You see some large, hulking figure move for an instant, and then it charges straight towards you, and we can roll initiative.
Freeze!
Oh, I rolled a d6 again, but I forgot.
It's
Like-
D6.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right.
D6?
I get a d8 actually, though.
Oh, right, because it's based on your dexterity. You're right.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, right.
Playtest rules. So you're on 4?
Yep.
That's right, there's no modifiers.
I'm on 5, not 3.
You're on 5. Okay. So the creature goes first, and it makes 3 attacks at Anna. 2 slash attacks with its claws and 1 with its large mouth.
Before I die, I didn't regain hit points, no?
No, not a single one.
Okay, good, great.
Hits you with a claw for 3 points of damage. What's your armor class, by the way?
14.
The second claw misses. And the bite. 14, you said? The bite hits for 3 more.
Boom! 0.
Okay, so it slashes her with 1 claw, swings another one, and she ducks under it, and then it latches down on her neck, like the back of her neck, you know. And you see, it looks like it might have been a man at one time, but now it's just huge and bloated and fat. It's got all these big nasty sores showing all over it. It's obviously got the disease as well. You know, he's wearing actually the clothing. You figure this was the captain of the ship. But the clothing is ripped and tattered, kind of like the Hulk when he goes Hulk form. You know, his clothes not quite just in his little boxer shorts, but yeah, he's got ripped clothing just hanging off of his body. I also need a non-magic save from you, Anna.
Partial.
Partial. Okay, noted. And yeah, next in initiative then is you, Dutch.
All right, Dutch will draw Captain Lynn's saber, which you got back on Atkins Island or Crooked Island. And so it's fitting. He's using the weapon of a former captain. He's wearing the coat of a dead captain from the north. And he's going to throw himself at this mutated abomination of a captain that's attacking Ronald or Anna. And so does he still get a -2 in this version of the rules for drawing the weapon? Oh, it doesn't matter. Roll a 3.
Yeah, I think he would. Okay.
So I sort of bump into him and don't get a swing off at all.
Okay. And you have 3 unnamed crewmen with you. Let's roll morale checks for them.
That sounds about right.
That's 2d6, right? Yeah. And they have to roll over their morale to panic, right? Yeah. Okay. First one steals his resolve and draws his saber to attack. Second one says, "What the hell is that?" And he panics and he runs to run back over to the Salty Maiden. And the third one follows him. So only one stays with you. And he will attack the creature with his saber. And rolled even worse than you and misses. And Simon Silvers, you can see all of this probably. I imagine you're watching. You don't even really need the looking glass unless you want to be looking for extreme detail, but you can see what's going on.
Yeah, if they're heading back towards the ship, I'm going to yell at Mr. Vega. Mr. Vega, prepare to ply your art. You take the one on the left, I take the one on the right. No man flees and gets back on this ship.
It appears they're in trouble, Captain.
Oh, you have no idea, Mr. Vega. They're dancing with the devil.
And go ahead and roll initiative, everybody.
I don't need to.
Oh no, you're right, you don't.
I'm having a break.
You need, I'm at 4 again if you need that one.
Okay. Ooh, Silverstone 7. How about you, Clay? Clay's on 8. Whoa. Okay, you're first, Mr. Vega.
Okay, someone can educate me. What I'll do is he wants one of them dead. I'll take the one that he wanted, the one on, I believe, on the right. Right in front of him, and as he's running, I'm going to fold space.
Ooh, what does it do?
It's going to open a gateway, 2 ports. I'll bring it up. But basically, it's like a tunnel, an invisible tunnel. It's going to be right in front of him, and he'll exit. Actually, instead of leaving it open, as he's in the tunnel, I'll have it come towards the ship. But before he makes it to the ship, I'm going to cancel it. So he'll have to roll a d6 and find out what happens to him.
Okay.
Basically, it lets you travel as far as I can see between 2 points, but I'm going to turn it off when he enters.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, let me bring that up for you then. So you rolled a 3, torn in half, 1/2 on each point. So on our ship, you'll have half of him, and on that where he ran in from, you'll have the other half.
Okay. He is dead. That's a nice spell.
Yeah, but if you get screwed up.
Well, nice in this fuse anyway. And next is Mr. Silvers. The other man's still running. He's almost back on your ship. He's like halfway across the gangplank, or whatever it's called.
Mr. Silvers will hold his hand up and open his mouth and shoot black fire at him like a torrent. Maleficence.
Okay. What is it? D8 damage? 2d8 damage?
2d6.
2d6 damage, right?
9 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is just like, it melts the flesh off of his bones, and his blackened, charred skeleton falls to the ground as his clothes just kind of disintegrate halfway across the gangplank.
And as my mouth comes to a shut and like a little bit of black fire drips down onto my chest, I say, "Well done, Mr. Vega. Well done."
Okay. And now Dutch will act simultaneously as the creature. The creature drops Anna to the ground and turns its ire towards Dutch.
I greet its attack with an attack. Ooh, I got a 19.
Oh, you're going to hit.
4 damage with Captain Lynn's saber.
Okay. It hits you with a claw. Hits you... What's your armor class?
14. I'm wearing leather armor.
Hits you with the other claw. So the first claw does 2 damage. Second claw does 6.
Okay.
And then it goes for a bite attack at you. 14, you said?
Yep.
That's exactly what I rolled. And then it bites you for 10.
Nice. All right. Still standing.
Okay. And, oh, your crew member beside you will attack it again with his saber. Oh, and he hits it for 7, so that's 11 damage the two of you have managed to do to it. Now let me just figure out some points real quick here. Okay, got it. Okay. So you've done 11 points of damage to it. So it's hurt, but it's still fighting. Oh, I need to roll a non-magic save for this guy now too. And okay, and Dutch, you'll need to make another non-magic save as well.
Okay.
And Ian, I would yell down to the crew too. How many men are remaining on our ship?
On your ship, there's 3 men with you and Vega.
I would yell to those 3 men. Over there on the double to reinforce Mr. Dutch. And if you come back without him, I think you'll know what'll happen.
They draw their swords and charge.
I got a partial save.
You got a partial save. Okay, cool. Now, next round initiative, everybody. Except for Anna. Okay. Mr. Vega, you get to go first. And then everyone else goes simultaneously.
Can I see Dutch fighting and everything, or are they kind of blocked out with the fire?
You can see it because they're fighting just... Anna had kind of burst into the room, but now it's come out through the doorway after it dropped her and is fighting with Dutch. And this guy kind of right there in front of the door to the captain's quarters.
How far away is a creature from Dutch?
Oh, it's in melee with Dutch. It's got him in his jaws at the moment.
So there's no room to do that, and that's something I got ready to go. He'll turn to the captain and say, I can get you over there, Captain.
You can use Maleficence to target a single target, I think. Can't you?
Can I get the distance of the creature?
Yeah, you get to choose like where the radius is, so you could put like the edge of the radius on him and not on Dutch.
This is the one where it's like, I guess, you burn up the spell you had to do this, and then it's your own kind of whatever.
I'm going to adjudicate, though, that because Dutch is in its grip, that it's going to be an attack roll, and if you miss, then you hit it and Dutch both.
Okay. He'll try to get the creature then, since this isn't fire.
So roll a missile attack.
Ooh. 18.
Okay. Yep. And roll your 2d6 for your... Oh, what is your Maleficence, by the way? You get to choose like whatever kind of effect or element type thing you want it to be.
So basically what will happen is 2 arms kind of reach back, shadowy arms, it'll be Shadow, will reach from his back and go forward and reach out and grab him, or the creature, and it'll be cold damage that grabs him.
Cool.
My loving caress, you know?
2d6.
Okay, 6 and a 3, so 9.
Ooh, he's hurt. So those cold, shadowy hands are like choking it. Put it in like a rear naked choke. It's going to... Now everybody goes simultaneously. It's going to attack at Dutch again. Claws him for 2 points. Misses the second claw. And misses the bite.
I got 12 if it happens to be at unarmored. So I have a +5.
No, 12 doesn't do it.
Right. Did you say 2 points of damage with one of the claws?
2 points with that claw, yep. And Mr. Silvers, I'll let you go. You roll your thing next. You're firing. Or you're doing Maleficence, are you? Or what are you doing? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm Maleficence.
Roll an attack roll, missile attack, please.
Okay, come on. I got a 1.
Oh,
Crit fail.
Okay. Roll your 2d6 for your black fire damage.
Okay. Now I should note that they do get a magic save for half.
Okay.
7 points of damage.
Failed his first save anyway. Made his save on that one, but it's still enough to destroy him. Dutch, you can make a magic save as well. No,
failed all round.
You take the full 7 points of black fire damage as well.
Okay. Ooh, I'm at 1 hit point.
Okay, you're singed but not dead. And the creature like bubbles and burns and falls to the ground, like retching, like making a horrible sound, like something from The Thing.
I'll hack at it still again.
Okay. but it's quite dead. And this ship is going to sink in less than 10 minutes.
All right, yeah, I'll flick the burning tower-like remains of it off of my saber, sheath it, and dash in to see what I can salvage. Possibly rudders in here.
Step over Anna's body on your way in. Yep. Okay.
I'll grab her on the way out.
Now, like the moment that fire goes off, I'm going to turn to Vega and say, we have a problem.
Yes, Captain.
Now, my eyes aren't what they used to be, but with my spyglass, I saw that beast very well that they were attacking, and it was poxed. Weeping sores all over it, showing signs of vast disease.
How would you like to proceed? That is your friend and the demon you summoned.
Currently, you two are the only two remaining on this ship, on the Salty Maiden.
Indeed, Mr. Vega, indeed. Can we see the coast of Canada from here?
Sure. Distantly, but yes.
And I'll say, how do you feel about the northern land?
If you give me time to rest, I can take us there, if you like, or Port Royal, if you'd like to go there. But it would only be you that I could take.
Silvers thinks about it for a second.
You'd have to leave your 15,000. He'll pull out a little notebook, a little scroll. 15,000 silver and everything else. Whatever you could carry, you could take.
We need to.
But it'd be tomorrow.
We need to set up a quarantine, I think. I can't just leave him.
Your demon should be fine, no?
He thinks about it for a second. I wouldn't be so sure.
I had heard that you must pluck the feathers of a demon to find out if it is sickly. Is this the case?
I say, I don't know. But perhaps we bring them back on the ship, to the front of the deck. And we keep them away from the foodstuffs in the water until we know that they're not contaminated.
Does your healing ability take that away?
I don't know.
All right, I will do as you ask. What would you have me do?
And I'll think about it for a second and say, stay up here with me. As soon as the men come back on, we must order all of them to the front of the deck.
The forecastle. Or the forecastle in sailor speak, I suppose.
Juan will bow.
Okay. Dutch, within. It's dark. Do you want to light a torch?
Yeah, I would. I don't have one on me. I'd look for any sort of light that might be there, or maybe even knock out the windows or the drapes.
Okay, you could do that. Yep. Knock out one of the windows and rip the drapes down. That'll do it.
But I'd mostly be doing a quick cursory search of what might be afoot in here.
Well, it's a mess. Maps and papers are scattered all over the floor. The lantern is lying broken on the floor, and oil has leaked all over. You see a desk. You see a bed. You see a chest with a lock on it.
Big sucker, or
Yep.
could I maybe even pick it up?
Well, you could try to pick it up.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and get two hands, one on under either side of it, see if I can hoist it off the ground.
Now, how much did we determine coins weigh?
I don't recall.
50 coins is, oh no, about 100 coins maybe is a pound, 50 coins is a pound.
Now I kind of hope I can't lift it. It's too heavy.
Let me do some quick math here. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it weighs a good 80 pounds.
All
It's
right.
heavy. So you could probably drag it. You could probably lift it. Shit. I mean, what's your strength score?
Well, it's actually my lowest score, but it's a 9.
Yeah, you could still lift it. It'd just be heavy. But you've got other men with you, too.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'd have the two nameless guys pick it up and tell them to make their way to the gangplanks where they could easily start to load it
Okay.
or bring it aboard our Salty Maiden.
Okay. They will.
And I'll just start rolling up as many of the loose papers and maps, the ones that at least look like they have writing on it. I wouldn't be too familiar with any of them, even if they were written in Dutch. I'd just roll them all up. And I suppose, another quick search. I might even toss the room further, maybe something with the bed. I'll pull it out and look around and give a good search.
Okay. Roll search check.
A D6. We got 4. I don't think I have any. Nope.
Nope. Okay. No, you don't find anything else of any value.
And
You can roll
running out
another
of time.
non-magic save though, as you rummage through his diseased mattress.
Sorry, not magic save.
Yeah.
Fail.
Okay. Got it.
And then he'd go, oh yeah, and he'd take off a bandana and he'd go like cover one of Anna's wounds and with the bandana, and then throw her over his shoulder and try to make his way behind the two men with the chest already.
And there's another 3 men here as well, right? There's 5 altogether. No, sorry. There's another 2 men.
A few fell.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. There's only 4 altogether. So yeah.
And
so 2 of the men are going ahead of you with the chest. You've got Anna, and then the other 2 are coming behind you.
Yeah.
And that's what you see coming across the as the boat's starting to sink. That's what you see coming across on the gangplank. Mr. Silvers, you see the 2 men at the front carrying a chest between them. And you see Dutch walking across with Anna slung over his shoulder. And you see the other 2 men coming up behind them.
And I'll yell immediately when they're coming up. Everything to the front of the ship. Forward deck. And wait there.
Oh, Dutch would
they will
certainly
follow.
comply.
They just saw you waste 2 of your own men. They're not going to mess around with the 2 magic users.
Dutch would definitely comply and go back there with them, and he'd make sure the treasure chest is set down out in front of all. I guess there's 6 of us. One's unconscious. 4 me. Yeah.
Like I said, it is locked, but yeah.
After you, Captain.
Hey. So I'll come down, but I'll keep like 20 feet from him or so. And I'll say, when you were on the ship, you saw the pox men, obviously. I could see him with my glass. It's possible that you all now bear this disease.
I can't argue that, sir.
So, what we're going to do is set up a good old quarantine zone. You all stay there. We'll bring you food and bring you water, and we'll watch you. If it pans out, all the better. If not, well, he'll look over the side of the ship. Probably be the locker for you.
What about throwing us some linen?
It'd be no problem.
Captain, I suggest they throw out their current linen and we'll bring them new clothes, yes?
They can wash, do what they need to do, and we'll keep an eye on them. But from this point forward until I say, no one passes center mass, and he points at it.
So that means you're going to try to sail ship with just you and one?
Nope, we're not going to sail.
Okay.
We're going to sit there. I'll get it like maybe 100 feet away from the boat that we're at right now. Like I'll let it drift.
Oh,
but
you won't have to worry about that. That boat's sinking.
Yeah.
There'll be nothing left of it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll just sit and we'll wait. And my plan is that me and Vega will take turns watching them, and we'll see if anything happens. Like if anything breaks out.
Okay. So you just leave them there overnight? You guys going to take watches?
Yeah, there will never be a time when one of us doesn't have a set of eyes on him.
Okay. Night will pass. Anna, you will regain consciousness in the middle of the night. Still at 0 hit points at first, but you'll be conscious at least. Dutch, I'm sure you'll probably notice when she wakes.
That was quite the beast that ended up taking us on that when we were on that ship.
What was it?
Some twisted form that was once the captain, I think, of that craft.
Did you take it out?
Well, it went down. It was some of the devilry that took it out, though. Probably the same sort of devilry that brought it to be.
Yeah, that's what we needed. And she falls back to sleep.
Dutch, you're not feeling too good. You got a hardcore fever coming on.
I think Dutch would hang his weapon belt over the treasure chest and be periodically pacing and leaning over either side of the ship on the front, and throwing up whenever need be.
Anna, you're also getting a bit of a fever, and so is one of the crewmen, but not as bad as Dutch. So, Silvers, you're sleeping that night, and going to let Vega keep the watch overnight so that he can sleep in the morning, or what?
Yeah, and I would spend part of the time to get new spells prepared.
Up there. So you're preparing Reality Shift, Life Channel, and Hecaphage. Okay.
With medicine, could I find out what could be done to treat that pox or whatever it is?
Well, sure. Roll a medicine check. Tell me what you get.
7.
7. You're not sure what it is. You're not sure if it can be treated. If you can't identify it.
Damn it.
But you did roll a 7. You're pretty sure that Dutch has got whatever it is.
I watch him, but I won't mention it.
Okay. You're feeling a bit of a fever yourself, but you're not sweating anywhere near as badly as he is. And it's cold, too. It's cold.
But do I know if I've catched it too? Or is it maybe something different?
You think you've probably been exposed to it, but you're not, whatever it is, you definitely aren't as bad a way as he is, Maybe you're resisting it better or something, you're not sure. You're pretty sure that other crewman is in the same situation as you as well. He's sweating a little bit too.
Okay.
But Dutch is like sweating bullets, and he looks agitated. He's pacing back and forth. He put his weapons away. You would notice that, I'm sure, that his weapons are sitting on top of the chest. Yeah.
Captain, we need more blankets.
Captain's sleeping.
Pretty, we need more blankets.
You have what you have for now. You must sweat it out, or you must shiver it out. I do not know this plague that you have, but I cannot allow you to go any further, my dear. You must wait till morning and the captain returns.
Captain told you to give us what we need, and we need more blankets.
That's metagame. You were unconscious then.
All right, I forgot. Okay.
I'm sorry, my dear, but you must remain there. If you huddle together for warmth, you may acquire it, I hear.
I prefer you. But, well, she looks back to Dutch.
Dutch has taken up some of these linens that we've already been given, and he's all wrapped up like a baby with them, shivering. It's so cold all of a sudden.
Juan will go over to his raft that they have got anchored to the side. Still watching them, but he'll reach in and I don't imagine they move the dresses. He'll throw three dresses at you. I hope that does. I do not believe that the woman's silk is very warm though, but that is all I can provide.
Oh yeah, she wraps herself in it, in two of them, and one she gives over to Dutch.
You're so kind, so kind. Would you light it on fire? It's so cold, so cold.
We can't light a fire here. Keep your wits about you. If the captain sees you like that, you will go overboard.
And maybe Dutch is itching at a rash or something, or it's forming, or an open ulcer on his skin.
Yep. So when you get up in the wee hours of the morning there, Simon, and you study your spells, how long did you have to study for?
I've got no clue what the requirement is, and
I can't remember now either. Well, you study for a little bit.
it's a night. A night's enough to sleep and study, though.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. The wee hours of the morning, then you can relieve Juan. He can go and sleep. And as the sun begins to rise, Juan's still in his sleep. You'll get a good look at the people in the forecastle there, Mr. Silvers. You'll see Dutch. Dutch looks bad. The others you're not so sure about, but yeah, Dutch is showing a lot of, unsettling symptoms. He keeps scratching at his arm, and then you look and you see an open sore on the arm that he's scratching at.
Okay. I'm going to approach and are they awake?
I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I think they're probably not sleeping.
Mm.
I'll say, stay where you are. Don't move. I'm going to try something. And I'll go up all the way to the center mass, but I won't go past that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get there, I'll hold up my hands and start speaking the profane, dark language of Africa again. And start weaving something. And I'm going to cast Hecaphage and summon my little magic-eating demon to see if he takes any enchantment from the area that they're in.
Hecaphage.
Yeah, Hecaphages are ethereal creatures which feed on magic and consume enchantments and curses. A saving throw applies if the sorcerer level is less than the enchantment level. There's a chance in 6 equal to the level of the enchantment that the magic drained is sufficient to cause the Hecaphage to manifest in the material world, though it will be fat and sated with the magic it has consumed.
Cool. Okay.
And Dutch would be sitting there, legs crossed with the linen wrapped around him again, like a poncho almost, as these dark languages and profane acts are being performed.
Don't forget the dress.
What level are you, Mr. Silvers?
Mr. Silvers is level 5.
Okay. Will you roll d6 for me?
3.
Okay. The Hecaphage does indeed manifest, and this portly, like 4 foot tall, fat, demon-like looking thing, pink skin, nasty teeth, and pointy ears, kind of plumps down and leans back against the treasure chest and starts rubbing its belly and belching. And you feel much, much better, Mr. Dutch. Anna, your fever is gone. The other crewman also stops sweating and feels much better.
And at the sight of the Hecaphage, Silvers will hold his hand up and start mumbling something about the juju of the mountain. And he'll be like, I think it's time the rest of you get up now and go back to the rest of the ship.
Captain, could we deliver this to your chambers? And he motions to the treasure chest.
Not quite yet, Mr. Dutch, but soon.
Aye, sir. And he'll strap on his weapon belt again.
As Anna passes the captain, she mumbles, "Thank you, Captain," and walks down to her cannons.
And Silvers will just sit there and watch the hecaphage until it dissipates.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it does.
And after that, I'll go and notify the crew that they have 5 hours of rest. And at that point, they are to meet me back up top at the navigation.
Okay. Near the center mast? Oh, at the navigation, at the helm, you mean, yeah?
Yep, or at the cabin. It's going to be one or the other. I don't know. But it'll be either at the actual helm or in my cabin.
Okay, no problem. So you can get 5 hours of rest. Anna, you'll still have 0 hit points, but you can move under your own power just slowly. You don't have the strength to fly. That's 0 hit points, I'm going to say. But you can shuffle along. Juan, you will wake up and go to relieve the captain, and I imagine, Captain, you'll fill him in on what's happened. And at that point in time, it's only a couple more hours before everybody else is meant to come up for the meeting anyway, which just happens to happen about, I'm going to say it's going to be about, 10 o'clock in the morning, time-wise. Sun's still climbing the sky.
Yeah, so
weather-wise, it's a cold rain, very cloudy. So, sorry, the sun is rising in the sky, but you can't see it.
Silvers will just explain like what the hecaphage was and all that stuff, and then he'll state that until he's had time to rest and perform the ritual again on the chest, that he doesn't want anybody going to that part of the ship. Like no one's to touch the chest or open the chest or be in its close proximity.
Okay. This is your telling the entire assembled crew? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then what?
And then Silvers will go and rest.
As Silvers leaves to rest, Dutch would, to the assembled men, just bark out exactly the orders again. Just, "You heard the captain," and just be slapping them on the backs. And
Do you want the ship to start sailing again, or do you want to wait until after you sort this thing out?
I think until we sort it out, just to make sure everything's kosher.
Okay. So by the time you've slept and got your rest and studied your spells, it'll be about, say, 6 o'clock in the evening. It's dinner hour.
Yeah, so I would repeat the ritual again, like old juju of the west, of the north, of the south, of the east. I'll summon or try to summon the hecaphage on the chest.
Okay. You don't get a manifestation this time.
Okay, so afterwards I'll let out like a really long exhale, and I'll turn and shout, "Now we take the chest to the captain's quarters. Let's see what's in it."
"Aye, treasure ho!" And Dutch will point to one of the 4 men, and Dutch himself will help hoist the chest and bring it into the cabin.
Okay. Dutch, you're pretty banged up too, right? You have 1 hit point?
Yeah, you might have a rib showing.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, you take the chest in there. How are you going to open it?
Does that have a lock?
It does, yep.
I will look at Dutch and say, "Would you like to do the honors?"
I could, yes, I could procure a crowbar and get to work on it. And if he finds the appropriate crowbar or bludgeon, he'll start wailing on it.
Yep. Yeah, you'll get it open eventually. Might take a couple minutes, but yeah, you'll crack it open.
And he'll open it up wide, baring his face to see all the treasure within.
Yeah, there's a few thousand silver coins inside. 3,122 to be exact. You can write that down on your your list, Mr. Vega. And that's it. Nothing blows up, nothing explodes, nothing eats your face.
And Silvers will get a smile on his face and say, all in all, it didn't turn out so bad, I suppose. Though that was quite a gamble with the hecaphage.
Hecaphage. Is that what that was? Quite strange.
Yeah, they're gluttons. Gluttons for magic. They thrive on it. They eat it.
Who would want anything but gold?
Does raise the question, though, of how those men befell that curse, because that's what it was, magic or a curse or something. I figured it was probably had something to do with the treasure, but lo and behold, the hecaphage did not appear, so it does not.
Surely gold wards away bad fortune.
Guess it's one of those mysteries we shall not know.
And you now have only 4 unnamed crewmen, so the 4 of them plus the 4 of you are exactly the amount of people you need to be able to sail this ship. Well, to be able to sail at full speed, obviously. If you reduce yourselves by another crew member, then you're going to be sailing at 75% speed. But yeah, 75% of your already half.
We're going to have a rough go, but we'll limp back.
Okay.
I think it's time to start the journey.
And yeah. Weather is not great. Oh, after about a week, it gets kind of just overcast. Then it starts to warm up as you're creeping down the coast of the English colonies. All in all, after about 30 days, you're kind of around where I'd say like kind of Virginia and Carolinas and stuff would be, and the water is warming for sure. It's not as cold as it was. It's still November. Well, no. Sorry, it's not November anymore. Yeah, it's going into December now. So, but the water's definitely warmer than it was up north.
Was it allowed to rest now?
No,
Oh shit.
you can't rest because it needs all of you to operate the ship. You have less people.
Yeah, she shuffles around all the time,
Mm-hmm.
not doing very much.
Yeah. And a few more days pass, and then you'll be reaching Florida, and the water will be warming quite a bit. And you're only about a week away from the Caribbean.
So when we reach Florida, I'll be up at the helm, and I'll see Mr. Dutch walking out, and I'll yell, "Mr. Dutch!" Ugh! And I'll stretch and look at the sun and say, "I think it's a good day for Kraken's milk."
Indeed, sir. I'll go see to it. It's a very fortuitous day indeed. And he'll march off and grab the 4 men, and he has a few things to grab and procure with them. And, I think just behind the helm of the ship is where we'd probably locate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go about my business, and after maybe a half an hour or so, I would whistle down and say, "Vega, Anna, come up top. The weather's warm. I have an announcement to make."
It is a nice, warm, sunny day. Well, warm for December anyway. Yeah, it's Florida, northern Florida, but still.
Juan he'll come up.
Yeah, Anna too, grabbing the railing with every step. Aye, Captain.
Aye, and I'll wait for everybody to get around, and then I will smile, and I will Kraken's milk.
And Dutch will give the order, a silent order, and it's more of a whistle, really, and a very premeditated action happens where a net is thrown over the very invalid Ronald or Anna. She is
Okay.
grappled to the ground by 5 men.
They throw a net over you and grapple you down to the ground.
Okay, she screams, startled. What the hell? Flailing.
And Silvers will start whistling, and he pulls out from behind his back a bandsaw from down below that he uses to do repairs to the ship on. And he'll go,
A bandsaw? It's a big,
bandsaw.
long saw for like sawing through wood and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, bandsaw. And Silvers will walk over and he'll say, "Warm tides, Anna. Warm tides." And he shifts and he looks over at Dutch, and then he looks at Vega and he says, "Dom, Anna. Dom is dead because of you. I give gifts. I gave you wings, Anna. And what did you do? You flew too high and you killed me, quartermaster. And now I intend to take the gifts that I give." And he'll look to the men, and they'll ply your wings out, and he'll hold up the saw.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
And he comes over and he leans over and he says, "Somebody's got to pay for what happened, Anna. Somebody's got to pay." And he'll press the end into the wood. It's like right over your wing.
Juan's kind of freaking out a little bit.
He's the only one that's not holding her down.
Dutch pulls the wings farther to splay them out, and he's ever so much closer to, or farther from the ship, stretching them out, sorry.
But it's not going to be you, Anna. And I get up and I throw the saw, and I say, "Because you were not the one that was in charge of the mission. You were not the one that I entrusted Dom's life to. Kraken's bread." And I snap my fingers, and then the men seize Dutch.
Whoa, what's this? What?
Oh, I think you know what this is, Dutch. I think you know what this is. Anna screwed up, but you were the man responsible, Dutch. You killed Dom, Dutch.
But it... You're right. Someone has to pay. And he just goes limp. And he's already so beaten. He's a husk of the man he was a mere, like, days ago, even.
Oh, aye, somebody's got to pay. That's right, men. You know what to do. Keel haul him.
Keel haul, no. No.
Oh, yes, Dutch. The quartermaster is collecting his dues. Keel haul him.
Juan will kind of look at Dutch and then over at the captain and Captain, Senor, I believe a keel haul is great and all, but unless you wish to kill this man, you might want to rest him up first. Torturing him is not good if he does not fully enjoy it.
He'll endure, or he won't. But he will pay.
And he's fighting his restraints, but he's got the strength of a man with 1 hit point.
And I'll look at the men and I'll say, "You have your orders. Do what I say. Keel haul him."
Anna's watching in total amazement. She can't believe what she's seeing.
It's called the chain of command for a reason. And now you pay, Dutch. You pay.
And he probably throws up what was his last meal, possibly.
Mm. So they will, set up the pulleys, the winches, and the ropes, and start to tie Dutch up and push him over towards the edge of the ship.
And while they're doing it, I'll give him orders. "I know you love the man, but don't take it easy on him. I loved him too, just like I loved Dom, and look what he did. He has to learn. He has to learn that it's his responsibility."
As you get him closer to the final plunge, he's begging with you, "Please, no! Take my thumbs! Take my thumbs!"
No.
Juan will step in to the captain and say, You know, Captain, we might not be able to run the ship very well if he should die.
And I'll say under my breath, he will not die, Mr. Vega. Dom is a strong man. He'll take it. And he'll be better. Yeah, Dom's a strong man. Dutch is a strong man. He'll take it, and he'll be better for it. I'm making a real first mate today.
As you wish.
And then the men push him over the side with a splash. And they begin to pull on the ropes, slowly dragging him along the hull until it'll pull him around all the way across the bottom of the boat and up the other side. When they do get you up over the other side, Dutch, you're essentially, hit point wise, you're dead. But of course, we know you're made of stronger stuff than that. I need you to roll me a d20.
There are things worse than death and lamentations. I got a 10.
All right. And I'm going to say, because of the nature of this punishment, if it's not appropriate, then we might just have you roll again. But let's see what you rolled. Oh, I guess I will roll damage for the keel hauling. What do you guys think for keel hauling? He's got to go across one side of the ship, over the bottom, and then up the other side of the ship. So I'm thinking it's going to be 3 dice of damage. What would be the appropriate amount of dice for one side of a ship covered in barnacles as you're being dragged across it? That's what I was thinking. You had 1 hit point, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, you're at negative 25 hit points, essentially. It'll take you a month of bed rest to regain consciousness after
Negative
this.
25?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, here we go. You rolled a 10. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Does he have anything off this death and dismemberment chart already? No?
No,
No,
not
he
yet.
doesn't. Okay, you will, when you do recover after your 25 days of bed rest, you will have the old battle wound injury. Meaning that every day you must roll d6. Oops. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm echoing back through you, though.
Oh, sorry. I'll have to join up in a second.
Oh, sorry, I just muted you. Sorry. Can you still hear me? Okay, so at the beginning of every day, you must roll a d6 to see if your injuries act up. If you roll a 1, then you'll be in serious pain, suffering a -2 to all hit rolls in combat and a -1 on skill rolls, and you'll move at half speed for the duration of that day. Yeah, I don't even think I've started a page for Dutch because he. Oh no, I did, because he's allergic to soap.
And when he's brought back up, I'll tell the men, put him in something fine and take him down below. He's on rest.
Okay. I think that's probably a good place to wrap the session then.
Oh, yeah, as I look at Anna and say, I could have, if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could. You
But
could.
you are just a girl, and Dutch was the man.
I am no girl, I'm a pirate.
You are just a girl, stupid girl.
No, Captain, I'm a pirate. I'm part of your crew.
You're part of the crew, but you're still a girl. Dutch is a man. He should have known better. And that is why Dom died.
Am I a pirate if you take my wings? Take my wings. And she turns around, flapping her wings.
You'll be a pirate when you've earned your stripes.
She turns around again, mumbling, shuffling away. I bled for you. I bled for the whole crew, Captain. But if you think so,
he turns to Mr. Vega and says, "Well, that was rather eventful. Think it's time for us to take a break."
Yes, Vega, he starts to clap, that slow golf clap. Bravo, Captain. It was quite marvelously done.
And he'll say, "Stay close, Mr. Vega, just in case."
He just laughs. Of course. Again, if you need me, I can get us to Port Royal like this. If we have to bail.
Okay. And at that point, then, I will end this session. It'll be 4 weeks before we pick up with episode 13, but in 4 weeks' time, then we will, for the claw.